After last week was a bit of a down week for Beyond the Gates, I felt like they came back swinging today. That's what happens when the Leslie story returns, I guess. Before I get into the episode, though, I do want to mention that I started a Patreon for the first time where I'm going to be watching and reacting to old soap opera, classic soap operas. I'm starting with One Life to Live in 1992.
You must be here to see the Rev, right?
Is the Rev around?
Andrew, yes. I've been meaning to talk to you about Megan. I'm really sorry about her, about everything.
Thank you for your concern.
I am loving just pissy Vicky after losing her daughter. I do hope to do other soap operas of the past soon as well. It's just $3 a month. Please subscribe if you want to support the channel or you like watching classic soap operas like me. But now let's get to this new soap opera in Beyond the Gates. I said last week I needed Leslie to return. She was not on at all last week. Her presence was missed, and as soon as she's back, we have quite the episode. I just like today's script in general. I think we should start. We're gonna save the Leslie stuff for a second. Let's first talk about Martin and Smitty. Martin had another dream. He keeps dreaming about something that he did a long time ago that we all assume that he killed someone, most likely. Smitty is becoming more concerned about this. Today, Martin thought Smitty was like a burglar when he first woke up from his dream. So Smitty was questioning that. They kind of got off track talking about Tyrell and his bullying, which Smitty is investigating, being the ex-investigative journalist. He's trying to really find out what happened at the school. But then Smitty and Martin get into an argument about Martin's dreaming because Martin just saying he's stressed and is not telling Smitty the truth. And of course, in Smitty fashion, he tends to get walked over by Martin. But he'll probably keep bringing up this issue. Hopefully this secret of Martin's is actually a big deal and actually has big repercussions. I don't want no what's in TC's shed, like on Passions. Then Martin went over to his grandparents' house. Before Martin came over, though, Samantha and Tyrell were visiting Anita and Vernon. Vernon was in the middle of trying to write a speech before they came, which played a nice tie-in to the end of this episode, I thought, with the writing, which we'll get to. But Tyrell was playing chess with Vernon, and then Samantha gets some text from a friend. I'm assuming that everybody saw something, and it's getting around, and it turns out to be the picture of that Tyrell that someone took in gym class in his chessboard underwear, which Tyrell is embarrassed and what he's being bullied for. So Samantha has to break the news to Tyrell that got around, and of course Tyrell is feeling some type of way that he went viral for this bullying incident. Then they left. That's when Martin came over and they discussed the dream again and what Martin did years ago and that secret coming out and how Vernon and Anita don't want that secret to come out. So yeah, I'm hoping that secret comes out sooner rather than later and doesn't take years like TC's shed and then it's something stupid. So hopefully it comes out soon and has repercussions on everyone. And I still want Anita and Vernon, especially Anita though, to get their own stories though and not be dealing with their children and grandchildren all the time. Now let's get to Ted and Leslie. Ted tracked down Leslie today, and we've slowly but surely started to get this side of Ted that is showing that he ain't shit, really. He does have a lot in common with Bill, and in some ways, honestly, maybe worse than Bill. I feel like since Ted paid off Leslie in the past, or Dana, to get an abortion, I think that really paints Ted in a really bad light. And so Ted is upset that Leslie came back because he thought he set up Dana/Leslie with a lot of money once upon a time when that happened, and now she's back for more. Ted going over to Dana / Leslie / whatever you want to call her. She had yet another disguise by the end of the episode. He came with the money, and at first we saw that a picture of Eva was on the table. So I thought maybe Ted was going to come across that. I thought it probably wasn't going to happen. I thought it was probably going to be a fake out, which it was, because Leslie did slam the picture down so Ted wouldn't see a picture of Eva. But Eva was with Nicole and Laura, who we see again. Laura was the girl that got ran down by Leslie in the first week. She's recovering. She had a follow-up surgery. She's back in the hospital. But it looks like she's going to be coming back to work soon. Or so we thought. But at that point, Eva thought that her time working for Nicole is running out. Nicole wanted Eva to go get something for her that Eva had at her house. So Eva went back to the apartment while Ted and Leslie were still arguing, while Ted was threatening Leslie that this needs to be the end of it. He's paying her again. She needs to leave town. Leslie was still playing games, though, acting like maybe she should call Nikki to come on over and join the party, join the fun. But soon after that, that's when Eva showed up. Seeing that Ted was in her apartment talking to her mom, she kind of freaked out. And there was almost a moment where Ted turned around and saw her. But of course, in good old soap opera fashion, Eva got away just in time for Ted not to see her and ruined the whole planning from Leslie and Eva. Then Ted left, and Eva and Leslie discussed Ted tracking her down, which I like that Eva was thrilled to see the money. She never saw that much money in her life at once. And still, Eva's just a very layered character, which I appreciate. And I hope more characters on the show can become as layered as I find Eva to be. You know, she's a schemer, just like her mother. We see that with the whole cat situation. But she also just wants to have a father. She also just wants to be accepted into the family. She's a very multifaceted character. She is thrilled to see all this money of her mother's, but now she's feeling bad that she might not be able to work for Nicole anymore. But then Leslie goes to one of her tea dishing sessions with Mona, who also works for Nicole and is close to Laura, and Ashley's mom, whose name always escapes me. And Leslie finds out that Laura might be coming back to work soon and that Eva's temporary job could be coming to an end. Now, what Leslie didn't know was that Nicole and Ted had a discussion about Eva. Ted finds Eva to be a good find and is sad that they're going to have to let her go for Laura to come back, because Laura does deserve her job back. But Nicole has an idea that maybe she can have 2 personal assistants working for her. But Leslie didn't know this, and once she found out this information, she started to search something up online. I missed if she actually did search something, but by the end of the episode, when Vernon had finished his speech, we got this nice montage of Vernon talking about his speech to Anita about struggles and the struggles that people go through. And it had showed all the characters. It was much in line with what Vernon was saying, which was good writing. And then he got to talking about how some people in the world are like pure evil. And we get to Dana / Leslie / Sheila / Anna / this new disguise as a nurse at the hospital, coming into Laura's room with a syringe and putting something in Laura's IV. And I'm wondering if they're really going to have Dana kill Laura right now. And I don't know how I feel about it, really. A good episode, a great cliffhanger. Y'all know I love Leslie as a villain. And in the first week, when she first ran down Laura, I thought she might have killed her then. But now to want to maybe kill her again, it is a bit extreme for the character, in my opinion. I don't want this character to be written into a corner so soon. And the way... I just think killing Laura over this is extreme. So I'm kind of hoping it doesn't kill Laura. Maybe, put her in a coma. Something. But at the same time, shows like to kill off characters early on to raise the stakes. And it's not like Laura is this big character on the show. We haven't seen her since the first week, I don't think. Maybe the second week. So it's not like she's this big character, but she still is a character on the show. And I think it still would raise the stakes, though. It still would raise the stakes, and I'm undecided about how I feel about it. We'll see what the fallout actually is, if she actually kills Laura this time or not, and if that is good or bad for the character. In this episode, they have written Ted darker, and we know that Ted is going to be recast with another actor, which makes me think they want the character to be even more dark and villainous. And now Leslie, if she ends up killing someone, she raises the stakes on her villainy too. And they're just going to be two peas in a pod, I feel, going forward. I think I'm leaning towards I don't want her to kill Laura yet. It's just really soon. Like, Leslie/Dana is a character who I think is obviously very capable of killing someone. They've alluded to her past boyfriend, I forget his name now. I want to say Ted, maybe, who is dead. And some people, fans out there I've seen, think that maybe she killed him too. So maybe she is very capable of that. I just feel the reasoning for killing Laura just isn't strong enough. And I do think could make her less rootable. I don't know if she's supposed to be rootable, but it's a character that I root for because she brings entertainment to the show. Look at last week without her. I'm not saying she's a character that needs to be on every day. In fact, I feel like 2 times a week is perfect. That's a sweet spot for a villain like her. But if they write her into a corner and they just do too much too soon, I think it's bad for the show overall, honestly, because they're going to have to write her into a corner, and then she becomes a convoluted character they have to keep around or bring back a lot or send her to the loony bin. I see that in other soaps too often. It makes her an irritating character at that point. Or they write her into a corner and they have to get rid of her. So I'm worried about the fallout of what this could mean if she really did kill Laura, but we'll see what actually happens come tomorrow. And I usually don't record on Tuesdays unless I really have to, but I feel like tomorrow could be an episode where I will be here recording again, talking about the fallout of what Dana/Leslie/Sheila/Anna/Nurse whatever just did.